Bet Online is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports contests and events with first to market odds and lines. Now, find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. Bet Online continues to be the top online resource for all sports information from live in-game betting props and futures. Head to Bet Online today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Now, use our promo code BLEAV50 to receive your 50%. Welcome your bonus on your first deposit. Now, Bet Online is where the game starts.
What is going on, Bills Mafia? Welcome to another edition of Believe in Bills podcast. Now, typically we come to you with good news on Mondays. It ain't been that way lately as of late, but good news we got anyways that we here with two legends as always. First and foremost, it is the man, the coach, the legend himself, Coach Muki Hawkins. What's going on, Mook? How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm just kind of weird on these Mondays, man. Ain't no confetti flying. We ain't, Victory Mondays is starting to be extinct around here. Wonder why.
Yeah, it is becoming extinct. But we got another legend in the building, Hall of Famer, Bills legendary offensive lineman, an even greater man. You thought he was a good player. He's an even better person. My man, Ruben Brown. What's going on, Rube? How you feeling, bro?
All good, man. It's back to work Monday. What it is.
Yeah, it is back to work. The Bills got to get back to work. Got to get back in the lab. I don't know what's going on there, but we're going to talk about it a little bit. And we're going to kick things off with a panic meter. All right. So, Ruben, when you look at how the Bills have played the last couple weeks since the bye, I would say, it ain't been great. And they let up another, comeback loss again yesterday to, who's been playing like a good team, but they did it anyway. What is your panic level 1 through 10?
I would say at this time in the season, it'll be a 6. Just because of the time of the season that it is. Am I in full-on panic mode? No, because the Bills have the talent. They got the people with the knowledge. They're smart. And probably the most important thing is we're not talking about Josh being hurt after this game. So I say I start there, panic. There's a certain level because each week starting to get close to December, and it's really important to win games. So my panic meter is at a 6.
All right, so being at a 6, that means you're 4 points away from a 10. Speak a little bit about the 4 points. What's keeping you from being a complete panic mode right now?
Well, number one, they got talent. Number two, everyone is fairly healthy. I mean, and I say that because we went into the week thinking that Josh might end up missing this game. It was on the table that even though he didn't practice, we didn't think that he was going to play that game. So, what's keeping me from saying I'm full on 10 is because he's relatively healthy as we speak today, as we know it. And he's our engine of the team, basically. And the rest of the positions are fairly healthy. So that keeps me from going to 10. I mean, being full on panic mode, because I think they got the talent. They can play against everybody.
All right. I got more questions for you about that, but it goes along with another topic, so I'm going to save it for a little bit later. How about you, Coach? When you look at this team, you look at how they played recently, where are you at on the panic meter?
I'm going to say 5. I mean, it's not what other teams are doing to a degree, but it's what the Bills isn't doing. And a lot of this is self-inflicted. A lot of this stuff can be easily corrected, but the question is, will it be? And that's where I'm halfway in, halfway out at 5 with that one, Justus.
Yeah, I mean, they playing like that, but we are 10 weeks in. They've had their bye week already. So they said it's 6-3. Despite the rest of the division actually being pretty good, they don't have a terrible record. If you were to come into this season before the season started and somebody told you the Bills would be 6-3, how do you think you'd feel about that?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't have thought that those losses would be to the three opponents that they did lose to. I can say that. 6-3, that's kind of like where they were last year. Without all these injuries, I know we wasn't making excuses in the beginning about the injuries, and I'm not going to really make an excuse about the injuries now. It's just like I said before, that Kansas City hangover. Remember I said that Kansas City hangover. Bills have not scored a touchdown in the second half since that Kansas City game, and it's just something they got to snap. Either they snap out of this shit or they are in denial. I'm just going to say that. You know what I mean? They are in denial, and they scared to do what they supposed to do. And if they can't do that, then somebody needs to come in and do that job for whomever that's not getting the job done at this point. Because for these guys to have those high expectations and for them to just beat themselves, back-to-back weeks, beat themselves. I mean, even you count the Miami game, all that stuff is self-inflicted. Losing close games. No teams are blowing them out because it's not what the Bills are doing at the end of the day. They have a problem with closing out ball games, and I don't understand why is that when they've been playing together for the past 4 or 5 years. So I don't understand why they can't find a reason to close out games. Maybe because the common denominator or the odd man out in reference to that is the offensive coordinator. He's a rookie offensive coordinator. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's showing in these type of ball games.
Certainly looks like they're showing it. And you mentioned it, how the Bills have beaten themselves in the last 2 games. Well, that brings us to our first quarter action. Ruben, the better team. When you take a look at every single game the Bills have played, all 9 games, who do you like? Has there been any game where you thought they weren't the better team?
No, I can't say they've played any games this season where I felt that they faced at the end of the game. I was saying, well, the Bills lost to the better team. No, I can't say that for any of their games this year that they've lost, or any of the teams that they've played and they won. I can't say they've beaten teams that I could say, oh, they were better than the Bills, and Bills rose up and overcame and beat them. No, the Bills are very good. They're as advertised when they're clicking on all cylinders, when everything is balanced as they say they want to be. But yeah, that's it. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? When they get out there and they put their foot on the gas, I've never thought at any time going into the season, I said everyone, the Buffalo Bills is the best team happening. They go out there, and who else is better than them? In the Buffalo world, from our perspective, I don't know of another team that's truly better than the Buffalo Bills, top to bottoms, coaching and everything. Teams that have good records, I consider them they're good teams, but I never feel like the Bills are a lesser team than anyone that they face this year.
All right, so follow-up question to that then. Looking at the games they've played so far, we've known the wins, the losses, etc. Do you feel like they've played a complete game of football yet?
Oh, no, they haven't played a complete football game yet. And it's tough to say at this juncture of the season, being 6-3, because you're in the middle of the pack right there. You know what I mean? So I can't say, are they bring up a conversation Muki and I were having on the phone. I brought up, and I agreed with Muki. I said there's some signs of regression in Josh. And is that a sign that something's happening and they're going to figure it out and overcome it, and they're going to be the team we thought they were going to be coming into the season? Or is that thing going to cause them some trouble that's not going to get them to where we are hoping that, they get to at the end of the season? So, yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Coach, what you think? You think there's been a time at all this season when they played a game and they weren't the better team on the football field that day?
The Bills has been the better team each and every week. I mean, the line shows it. I mean, everybody still talks about it. Even today, the Bills are still favored to be the Super Bowl team. They still are, the team to pick to come out of the AFC. And I know a lot of Bills fans are scratching their damn heads like they are third in the damn division right now. What in the hell is everybody talking about? Because at the end of the day, the Bills are in their own way. When you look at the teams they did win that you didn't think they would lose to, the Tennessees, the Kansas Cities, the Baltimore, teams, and they go out there and play with a lot of heart and go out there and get the job done. But against teams and your opponent that you play twice that is going to be dogfights against, you just dropped the ball on that. I mean, against Miami, you were up. You throwing the ball 63 times like you losing. Against the Jets, again, you're up 14-3. You're throwing the ball like you're losing. Yesterday, again, up 17. You're throwing the ball like you losing with your quarterback who didn't even practice all week because he has a injured elbow. You throw him 43 times. Why? You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, the Bills are in their own way. Back in the days, and we were talking about that. Back in the days when a team got up on you 10 points, they run the ball because guess what? Clock is on their side. If my quarterback is injured and I'm up 17 points, I'm running the football. I'm going to keep this clock running. I'm going to get the hell out of here, keep my quarterback healthy. We live to fight another day. We kick the Vikings' ass. We're moving on. That didn't happen, all right? So Devin Singletary, he got going in the first half. In the red zone, they made it look real easy. They found the way how to use Motor Singletary to his strengths inside the red zone. Second half, 2nd and 2, pass the ball. 3rd and 2, pass the ball. Oh, hell, let's just go for it. What do we got to call? What's the call on 4th and 2? Don't know. Scramble drill, interception. Why you go away with what works, Dorsey? I asked him that today, and, you have to go and check it out to get the reply. But something like that, the Bills are in their own way of closing out ball games, and it seems like they're trying to win the damn game twice in one game. When you up 17, the game is just about one. All you got to do is run the ball and close the game out. But here it is. You want to keep throwing the ball. Josh Allen turns the ball over. Momentum shifts. Teams get momentum. They start scoring points. Now you're in the dog fight. And guess what? You got to try to miraculously win the goddamn game all over again by throwing the ball. So you live by the gun. You die by the gun. And, it's just the Bills are just in their own way, So to me, they still the better team. Once they figure that out, they should be undefeated with Philly right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's fair to say all of us have kind of had similar sentiments in terms of what the Bills should be doing, and when it comes to running the football. But before we move on, Ruben, I want to ask you, as our resident run the damn ball guy here, what were you satisfied with the effectiveness of the run game yesterday? Obviously, they didn't run enough because, like Coach said, they definitely should have been running 17 up, 14 up, etc. Are you satisfied with the effectiveness of the run?
I thought they made some good attempts early in the game, and that's where I was disappointed that the second half didn't lend them the opportunity, or they didn't take the opportunity to try to sneak the run game into this package on this particular day, just because our quarterback didn't practice all week. He's Superman, but in NFL football, a day of practice or two is a lot. It just doesn't operate like other sports, guys. Football is if you miss a day, when you step back on the field, the slowest guy seem fast to you. You're like, wait a minute, I know I'm faster than him. But that time off, they've been moving really fast, and you've been icing. And then you come back on the game, and you can be that, but it's going to take you a couple of seconds to catch back up to that tempo and that speed. And so, yeah, man, we had our quarterback didn't practice, and our run game started out seemed like there was something there, but there were key points when they could have just snuck it in there a little bit and did something, and they didn't. And I'm like, oh wow. And we'll get into. I'm gonna tie this into another part of the show later about a question you're gonna ask me. But that red zone, that ain't Kansas City. That's all season.
Well,
All season red zone.
Speaking of getting into the next topic, so second quarter we got second half meltdowns, right? The Bills have had multiple second half meltdowns, but before we get into this, I got a question for you, Ruben. Mm-hmm. Have you ever played with a player who had to be Superman for his team, or even if they thought in their own mind they played like they had to be Superman for their team, and when things weren't working, how did that look for them?
Or me?
I was talking to Ruben.
Man, I know Jim put a lot of weight on his shoulders when we were playing to win games. And when he was getting older, all the guys didn't have the skills that they did before I showed up. I mean, but they were still damn good. Don't get me wrong. And I can remember some games, the quarterback games, and I'm like coming like, yo, Jim, you don't have to, stay in there too long like that. You can dump that away. Forget it. You know what I mean? You still great Jim Kelly, but he's still standing in there getting knocked around. Like, yo, man.
Yeah.
And he getting mad at me. I'm like, now I got to get mad at you because you mad at me. Come on, man. I'm trying to tell. I'm the young guy. I'm telling you, come on, fella, throw that thing away, man. You don't need that hit. I don't want you to take that hit. I'm trying to help you. You know what I mean? And I see that with Josh. Josh running, jumping through the air, like, yo, hey man, stop, get up all of the Devin. Let Devin do that. That's what Devin's built for. We need you to throw that damn thing and see it and know it. We don't need you running and jumping through the air. Yeah, I'm great that you can do it. And if we in the Super Bowl, trust me, you do a John Elway into the end zone and we win that joker, I'm going to be down there with you on my shoulders. I'm gonna be right.
Me too.
You know what I mean? Right there. But until then, and this goes into more. This will go further in our conversation. It's a team. It's a team game. It's a team game. And as great as Bruce Smith was, Darryl Talley, Thurman Thomas. By the way, Thurman always had a thing with Bruce and Jim. He's like, all of y'all missed the game and we'll still win the game. I missed the game, we don't win. So y'all motherfuckers respect me. Thurman was right. You couldn't win the game without Thurman. Thurman had to be in that game for us to win, and that's the history. Go back and look at the stats. But it's a team game, and no matter how great one guy is, and that's a mistake. That gets into the psyche, coaching staff, plays call, all of that. It's a team. We got a great player, but Reggie White didn't win the Super Bowl by himself. Yeah,
fair enough. I want to come back to that in a little bit, but first I want to ask you, Coach, what do you think about the second half meltdowns this team has faced? Because even in the wins, outside of like the first 4 or 5 games where they was blowing people out in the second half, they have been kind of iffy, a little shaky in the second half. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I'm thinking that you have a quarterback for an offensive coordinator who's out there thinking like a quarterback. So if a quarterback is an offensive coordinator, what do most quarterbacks want to do all the time? Throw the damn football. Even when you're up 17 points, what are you going to do? Still throw the damn football. I thought that the Bills' first half yesterday was probably the most complete half I've seen this team all season long. I'm talking about complementary football. In the first half alone, you saw the run game get involved. You saw the passing game get involved. You saw the defense making turnovers and getting these guys off the field. The Bills were up 24-10 at halftime, playing complementary football. Second half, they came out like they was losing by 17 points, and you start throwing the ball and you're not making plays. Teams are, again, only sending 4. They're getting pressure with 4. So, Josh, you're seeing things out there that's not really there. And that's a problem, and you're admitting to it. I didn't see him, or that was a bad decision. At this point in time, you should not be making bad decisions. You should be making the right decision. You choose to make those bad decisions because you're trying to get 21 points in one play. It's not going to happen. You have to take what the defense gives you. And right now, Josh Allen is in his own way. Ken Dorsey is calling plays to make Josh Allen make these bad decisions. So it's some mismanagement there, when it comes to the play calling and the guys actually going out there and executing the plays. Ruben hit on valid points. Quarterback, you didn't get that much reps all week in practice. It's getting cold outside, not even under center, because you're in the shotgun most of the time. Is this undisciplined and lack of execution, and you supposed to be a Super Bowl caliber team? That is very inexcusable. And, me, I don't know. I told fellow reporters yesterday, I was like, listen, let me tell y'all something. It would have been a hole punched in the wall yesterday after I lose a game, 17 points. I have nothing to say to my team other than me punching a hole in the wall, because that right there can never happen, especially at home. How do you, that was just bad for business yesterday all around. Bad coaching decisions from top to bottom, from the head coach, from the OC to the DC. It was just bad how they came out and just like they panicked in the second half, just passing the ball, in their own way. And again, I asked Coach Dorsey about 3rd and 2, second and 2, 3rd and 2. Talk about they was just going over the screens. You finally run the screen. Now you don't want to get off the screen. After I asked him Friday, are we going to see some screens? It's the wrong time to set that play up. Why are you doing screens on the short field? Do a screen on the 50 where it's a lot of room to, insinuate the screen, for it to fully develop. So you should have just stayed with Singletary down there, in the red zone. And then if you didn't get the damn first down, kick the field goal, get the points. You're still up. There's no reason for you not to be getting points at this time, So it was just a bad ordeal by the Buffalo Bills. And, you allowed Minnesota to just make bulk plays, make chunk plays, the 80-yard run, for Dalvin Cook. That he got the bulk of his yards on one play. Jefferson, he was just like a kid in the candy store. Every 4th down, 3rd down, he was open when he wasn't open. So that's something the Bills definitely have to clean up. But, the meltdowns, I think that, it starts with the offense because, they don't have no faith in the run game. And it's quite obvious. And McDermott need to crack the whip. You got a brand new coach in Coach Cromer who loves to run the ball. So I don't know if there's a disconnect between the O-line coach and the offensive coordinator. They're not running Singletary right. We don't have a power back. You got Nyheim Hines. You're not even using him. You elevate Duke to the practice squad. He getting more touches than Nyheim Hines. So the run game is just all over the place. And nobody really seems to care about that because this thing is going to go through Josh Allen. You want him to be the MVP. You want him to win the Super Bowl. Y'all putting too much on the kid's plate. You know what I mean? He needs help too. So Dorsey has to do a better job of managing the game for Josh. And that was the difference between Coach Dable and Dorsey. Dable understood that in Josh early, that, hey, I have to call plays to keep this kid sane because guess what? He in his own way, and he's going to do something to screw it up. And this is what you're seeing now because Dorsey don't have that instinct in Josh the way Dable has that instinct in Josh. So, those meltdowns is definitely coming from inexperience from your offensive coordinator at this point.
Yeah. That line about Singletary being underutilized is definitely becoming a trend for the last 4 years. And you talked about, this happening at home. We literally sat through the first snow of the season for them to do that. Wow. Anyway, Coach, you talked about how Josh needs help too. And I wanted to come back to this because my mom this morning, she was watching the news and she was watching Josh Allen's post game coverage, and she said that it broke her heart because he was taking everything so personally. And Ruben, I wanted to ask you, you mentioned right before I went to Muki, you was talking about player psyche. For a quarterback who has to take or who doesn't have to, but they take all the blame when you lose and you give it up to the team when you win. How heavy is that on a player, even if it's not just a quarterback, but just a leader on a football team? How heavy is that for you guys' psyche?
It's huge, man. It's a lot because one, you're expected to come through for your teammates, your team, your fans, your family, and everything like that. And when it doesn't happen, you know that you're going to play the game and you could possibly lose. All right. And you can shake the other guy's hand and be like, hey man, good game, tough fought game. You just inched me out. All right. We can be about that. But when something like what happened to Josh happens, like when your action, like I played a game when I missed a block, the guy sacked, the only sack that I gave up in the game, we lose the game. I'm like, oh man, it was my direct action that you can look on this score sheet and say, because Ruben missed that block, so-and-so made this last sack of the game and we lost. Oh man, that stick with you because you work so hard and put so much time into being ready and prepared, and to when that time comes, like Josh wants to knife that ball in there, he's prepared himself to, hey, it's all on me to get that ball to the receiver, and I'm going to do it no matter what. And he does it, but it doesn't turn out how he wants it to turn out. Like he throws a pick. That's hard. It's it's tough. It's crushing. It's hard to get over. The only thing that helps you is another game, because the really, really good, the Michael Jordans and the Allen Iversons, I'm going to shoot another 3. You know what I mean? AI is the code. I use him most. He was my inspiration where I made a mistake trying to succeed, trying to win, trying to give myself the knockout, to get the opponent the knockout blow. Okay, I missed that knockout blow. He won the game. All right, okay, I'm coming back next week. If I got a game, trust me, you're going to get me trying to give you the knockout blow. Now, you have to learn along the way some discretion, and some guys do. Brett Favre never did. He just kept trying to throw it into places he couldn't throw it, But I think we've seen Josh mature in that manner up to now. And I think this year has put that on him opposed to what we saw last year and up to now. One game, 2 games you lose, and you come out and like, wait a minute, we're supposed to be Super Bowl team, man. I'm gonna really try to knife it in there, and I'm dragging myself out after an injury. He doing too much. You know what I mean? He doing too much. He need the support of a cast, a team, a coaching staff that can say, "We got you, Superman. Justice League is here. We got Batman over in the corner, ready to fucking throw some bombs. You know, defense, start stopping some people for us, so we can then try to get out there and run. You know, so." I'm not in full meltdown mode, and I hope I answer your question because, you know, I think it's a lot for a player from week to week during the season. Every loss, whether you a team that's about to go to the Super Bowl or not, every loss you contribute or something you did caused it not to win, or like I said, for me, I'm blocking. Dude, get by me and sack for the end of the game. Man, you can't. You crushed that you let the rest of your crew down. But trust me, you know the real dogs. They're gonna be ready to fight next week. You're gonna be looking like he don't even look like it that bothered him last week. He was pissed. He was crying. Looked like he about to tear somebody's head off. So. I know Josh got that in him. I know he got that in him. But will the team come around him now? That's where the Bills are right now.
Definitely. I'm rallying around you, leader. You are muted, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, you know, who's to help him when, you know, he's struggling? You know, like, who's to help him?
Game, man. John Elway didn't win until Terrell Davis showed up. Come on.
Right. I mean, so when your quarterback is struggling, who's to help your quarterback? The run game. You know, and I don't know why they just want to keep running around that like it's something else. You know, when your quarterback is struggling, damn it, run the football. When all else fails, damn it, run the football. You cannot run a 5'7", 205-pound running back up the middle. It's not going to get a yard. And we keep doing that. I don't know how many times it's been 2nd and 1 where he doesn't get a yard. That's not Singletary's fault. That's bad play design because you're not using your guy correctly to get that yard. Get under center. Get under center. Use your damn fullback. I mean, let's be physical. We want to be physical. Let's go hat on the damn hat. Fullback, go get that linebacker. Running back, get in that hole, go get you some for the higher yard. You know,
Coach calling the coaches out, Justice.
We're overcoaching in areas to the point where our best play to get a yard is put our quarterback under center, run Gabe Davis in motion to help push Josh Allen to get a yard. Are you kidding me? This is our best play for a yard. You know, that's not football to me, man. That's not when you got a team full of weapons that way. Use your fullback. Why did you extend Reggie Gillum? You know, you got Roger Saffold, you got Deion Dawkins. Get in the damn I formation. Give it to Gillum running to the right and fake it to Singletary going to the left. You know, like, how is it so hard to do that for one damn yard? We're in a shotgun. We're in a shotgun on 3rd and 1. You know, it's not like it's, you know, again, self-infliction, not too creative in the run game. I thought I was going to see some creativity in the run game. I didn't see it that much. It seemed like because, like you said, that second half was a meltdown. Everything got extinct. The run game got extinct. So you didn't even see what was the counter runs off of. Okay, once they stop this play that I'm killing you with right now with Singletary, what's my alternate play off that? We don't have nothing set up. We just calling plays sporadically. You know, nothing sets up the next play to the point where, damn, this dude was wide open. Like, I don't see that in our offense.
I was gonna you getting into something I was gonna say in another section.
Hey, we might as well just get to that session.
Justice, we can move on.
All right, hold on. We'll get into it in a moment, but before we do, let's go ahead and get into halftime, where our man Ruben has a little nice little company he wants to talk about for you guys.
Yeah. Everyone go out there and check out my friends, former artists, Lords of Brooklyn. They have a rug company. These gentlemen, they're from not only they were rap artists, but they were graffiti artists, and they turned their skill into making unique rugs out there. And you could check them out on IG at Rug Burners Official, and you could go to their site, rugburners.com. But what is neat about Rug Burners, they wanted to come and promote their stuff along with us and support the Buffalo Bills. They've actually made us some Bills Mafia rugs, which are going to be auctioned off for Christmas. So some lucky people out there will be able to get these for Christmas. But if you don't be a part of our auction, you got a chance to go and buy these online. So you go to rugburners.com and you'll see the rug already up on the site, ready to go, and they'll make you one for yourself or your loved one for the upcoming holidays, whatever you're going to celebrate, because we are going to be celebrating the next couple months here. Get your rug for the Super Bowl, so you can be rubbing your feet in it during the Super Bowl commercials and stuff while your Bills is winning. So going to get you one of those rugs to put down. They play it. There's something you can use in your bedrooms, in your man cave. It's a must-have. So Bills Mafia fans, log on, get your rug.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just picture, you know what I'm saying? You inviting people over for the Super Bowl. You got one hanging up on your wall. You got one right in front of the coffee table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's fly. They fly. And you do a lot of great work too. So check out the other work they do. They're gonna and I haven't been able to put a little flyer together, but they're gonna be presenting some of their artwork in Sotheby's. And Sotheby's is one of the top auction houses and art institutes in the world. So they showing them some love, and these are high-end guys, man. Y'all check that stuff out.
Absolutely. Go ahead and check those out. And also check out our friends over at Bet Online while we're at it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the third quarter. Talk a little bit more about it. So I got a buy or sell for you guys. Bills, since Josh Allen's drafted, 0-4 in overtime. We've seen multiple comebacks now. We've seen games be lost that really should not have been lost in both the regular season and playoffs. Buy or sell? Coach, the Bills coaching staff is just bad in big moments.
Man, where my money at? Where my money at? Let me buy that, Mortimer.
You buying?
Buy it.
Let me buy that, Mortimer, for $1, please. Hell yeah, I'm buying. I mean, this game is quite evident of that. Bad coaching instances. I mean, for you to have success in your run game in the first half, and then you get in a situation early in the fourth quarter where you are still up by 10 points. And no matter what, the offense sputtered inside there, you still elect to go for it on 4th and 2. Like, lie to me and say, I got the play. I got the perfect play that's going to get us this first down. I don't know what the hell that play was on 4th and 2. It was just a damn scramble drill, and Josh Allen forced an interception that, Patrick Peterson ran back to about the 35-yard line, Worst case scenario, they don't get they don't get the score there, but they still keep the Vikings pent deep in their own territory. So, you bail them out there. So, coach, why do you elect to go for it instead of taking the points right there when you're winning the game? At this point, you just want to stack points. The clock is on your side at this time. It's the fourth quarter. It makes it a 2-possession ball game at least. You know what I mean? They got to score 2 touchdowns to beat you at that point. And we're just being, reckless with the football once again instead of getting the point. So, Coach McDermott, you had to okay that play. You had to okay that right there in that situation. 2, Dorsey, it was 2nd and 2. So you mean to tell me you had 3 plays? You had 2 plays to get 2 yards and couldn't get it, and you think I'm gonna allow you to try it again on 4th and 2? No, we're kicking a field goal right there. So bad coaching decisions once again, by the Bills. And that was just one phase of the game of a coaching instance. On the defensive side, 4th and 18. Minnesota is in complete desperation. Everybody, including Jimmy Hoffa, knows where Minnesota is going to throw the ball to on 4th and 18. What do the Bills do? I mean, I understand the scheme is to get 4-man pressure and have 7 back in coverage, but if that's not working, if for one damn play on 4th and 18, if I got one play, I'm going to just say scratch my scheme. I'm just going to say, hey, you're going to check this guy, and we're going to bumper run this guy, and safety, you stay over the top of that. And then we could zone off the rest. I'll probably send 3 again because, again, it does remind you of a Kansas City situation. Why rush 4? You're not getting too much pressure with your 4. So let's just rush 3. Let's have 8 in coverage. We're going to double Jefferson, so that's 5. So I got 6 guys I still could zone off somewhere. But we know that Justin Jefferson is not going to beat us for 18, 20 yards right here. He's going to have to go somewhere else with this football. What do you do? I guess they're saying now is this the greatest catch of the year, the greatest game.
They said of all time.
Of all
game
time,
of the year,
and all that stuff. Like, come on, man. So it's just bad coaching situations that that the coaches have control over at that point in time. Again, the coaches, y'all have ultimate control to yay or nay or to do something different to stop the bleeding. They didn't. They lost the game, and that's why Josh Allen is extremely pissed off at himself, looking crazy at the end of the game.
What you think, Ruben?
Yeah, at first when I thought about this, I was like, no, I want to sell because the Bills is a good team and everything. But I'm along with Muki. I'm gonna buy because from my eye. I obviously watch it from the perspective. I played and I've been in the meetings and I understand what it takes to, orchestrate plays to get into the red zone and stuff. And after a while, when you do something and it keeps cropping up, it's no longer like, oh, we'll get over it. Now you're that. Now you're what you've been, saying, no, we not that. We're better than that. We're better than that. No, you can't score in the red zone because you haven't been scoring in the red zone. Now you can score from almost everywhere else on the field, but you haven't scored in the red zone. And you have not in any way at all committed to your running attack as part of your team concept. I'm talking not just to help Josh Allen and the offense out, running the ball to help the team out. We all know what it does when you run the ball, burn the clock, help the defense get a break, all of these different types of things, wear your opponent down physically, because that would have been a key area that would have put them over the edge against that Minnesota team. They didn't have any punish and run to get the Bills' offensive line's a scrappy bunch of players. They played a damn good game yesterday, aside for some, that's enough. From my perspective, the old line started to wear down late in the game. That was the only time. Early in the game, there was no major. I mean, how many sacks were given up? Josh hasn't necessarily been running for his life. He's been extending plays, stepping in the pocket, moving around, and throwing the ball down the middle. But the offensive line is not the problem. We're not, the talent on this team isn't the problem, is what I'm trying to encompass here. You know what I mean? We got great quarterback. We got running backs, even though we don't use them. We got tight ends. We got receivers. Greatest quarterback in the league. And we got D-line. We got linebackers. We got somebody's not putting this all together in the key moments. And we have played ourselves into these moments. We're in the position. We on Monday Night Football. You know what I mean? We are the prime time game. These players are battling. They battle. This team battle. They ain't nobody coming, just trickle in and took a win off them. Now, if somebody take the win, they had to get down and win it. But this coaching, they are actually starting to be figured out. And the opponents are taking advantage of these moments when the Bills either coaching-wise take their foot off the gas and don't mash down, or they don't find a way to, implement some runs in the game plan to keep the plays going. Or the crucial moments, fourth downs and the decisions like that to go for it and kick field goals. All right, I'm going to let you go on that. I ain't going to get too analytic on those situations. I'm a little bit more a bigger picture of, hey, we getting in the red zone. Give me right now, kick the damn field goal. I mean, because we're not scoring touchdowns down there when we're in there because we're not running the ball consistently to soften it up so we can get in there. We throwing, and I mean, listen, guys, everybody loves the high velocity and excitement of a passing attack. But Tom Brady just won a game. 21-17 was a game. Back in the day, that was a rocking game. Now in 2022, we done scored 33 points. 30 points on offense, and we don't win the game. If from 1970 to 1999, if you scored 30 points, you was probably gonna win the damn game, right? You probably gonna win the game. 30 points. No, and you threw 2 picks. Right? 3 picks, fumble, 4 turnovers, and you score 30 points and you don't win the game. Who's coaching? So I'm with you, Mook. That's a long way. I'm long-winded, but
I gotta admit, I'm a little shocked. I kind of, when I came with this topic, I was thinking like, oh, they'll put the to bed. I just shouted them out the window.
It's what it is, baby. It is what it is.
That's all good. I mean, y'all didn't say anything wrong though. You know what I mean? Everything you said was factual. So I mean, you can't be mad at it.
It is. They gotta hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. It is what it is. And guess what? Other teams are saying that. What you see in the Buffalo Bills is what you get. Yeah, like one guy came off like we were in the tunnel when the game was over. Immediately when it was over because it was overtime. We were already downstairs. So Lyman come off. He was like, "Holy shit! I can't believe it." Like they couldn't believe what just happened. But it's true. It's been passed down since the Green Bay game. Man, look, this how you beat the Bills. They passed it from Green Bay to New York, from New York to Minnesota.
You got some telltale signs that they got to cover up in order to.
Nick Chubb is coming in here this week.
Okay, he leads the league in rushing touchdowns and over 900 yards on the ground. They not good. They're not good. Miami just blew them out. So, if we're in a dogfight with Cleveland,
but I wouldn't. Now this is the thing. This is the area more so than kind of judging them on how tight each game is. This is where you should judge it on what Minnesota's been doing. No matter how ugly, up, down, whatever, just win the fucking game at the end of the day.
right?
You know what I mean? I don't care if you got to have a dog fight with Cleveland to walk away with the win and walk away with the win. That's
but they're not doing it, and that's the issue.
That
Like,
is what's not been happening coaching wise.
It's not happening.
I'm saying
the Bills have three bad losses.
I'm not saying, but what I'm saying, I'm not saying player wise, because these players giving it all. I mean, it was hard sledding getting to the quarterback yesterday. All right, on both sides of the ball. All right, both sides of the ball. This is a great game. It was great pass and great play. You see the pass Kirk Cousins threw, and he getting hit and he throw it, look away, and Joker make a play.
Why is he why? Okay, so why when you got 7 damn people back there for that? Why was he able to still get that ball off after being pressured when it's 7 damn guys back there?
I won't put that on the players, Mook. I won't put that on.
Only one player on Justin Jefferson.
That
was the problem.
But
it should be. You got 7 guys in coverage. Who we checking?
I know, but
who we checking on 3rd and 4th down? You know he's going to his go-to guy. And guess what? He went to his go-to guy. Anybody else would have took that guy away. He is not going to be this man. 10 catches.
Who is in charge?
200 yards.
The player that listen. The other team played their ass off. This was a great game, guys. I'm emotional because I'm a Buffalo Bill. We lost, and sometimes I can't take the perspective like the rest of the world say, wow, this is a great game. And I'm so mad about the game, losing it. I can't see no great game.
I don't see no
great game when this game should have been a convincing blowout to a team that's 7-1. A team that's 7-1. Now I get it. Now they won all 7 of them ugly as can be.
7-1 is hard to win games.
Yeah, they won them as ugly as can be.
How hard it is to win games, just.
But when you got a team up like that by 17, you supposed to run the damn football, man.
Yeah.
That's football. You keep that high-powered offense off the field because you got an explosive guy in Dalvin Cook. You got an explosive wide receiver. Now you got an explosive tight end. You keep that off the damn field, especially if you ain't gonna blitz them. You gonna let Kirk Cousins just pick you apart? And you got 7 people back in coverage.
Moot, but you got to go back to the beginning of the show. We said that never did we ever, up to not even now, has the Bills gone into a game we thought they were playing a team better than them. Anything. None of these teams is better than the Bills, man. And when they go out there and play, they show it. They showing the play. I mean, the mistakes Josh made throwing, that's a guy really trying. He's really trying to win that damn game.
He's trying to do what, Ruben? He's trying to do what? He's trying to do what? What is he trying to do?
He's trying to do too much. And that is because of the daggone people around him calling things to do. They're not. We're putting all the pressure on them.
Don't try to nickname it, man. Get to the issue.
It's the coaches. All right. That's why we both sold on the coaches. We bought the coaches. It's like, what's the issue? It's the coaches. They know that these key decisions that they've made and I'm not talking about key decisions when it's like, oh, kick the field goal, this, that, and the other stuff. I'm talking about second half, you come out and get back to establishing the run game. That's the coaching I'm talking about. I'm not all right. Yeah, you get in a situation where you got to throw the ball and that happens. But what about these other little decisions that set you up so that you don't have to do that? Look, the kid was made 3.6 yards on 13 carries running the ball. Give it to him a couple more times. What would he get?
Right. You see what the Vikings did?
4 point? Would it be 4 point yards a carry, 4 yards a carry, 5 yards a carry? In my day of playing football, and I think it's still true. If you could get 3 yards running the ball, you keep doing it. You do that twice, you got 6. Every pass play is over 5. You got a first down in 3 plays if you hit that average. You don't believe in that, then don't play football.
Right. And those numbers don't lie, right? Those are the pure analytical numbers.
At the end of the day,
you gotta get 3-4 crack. We keep doing that.
Listen, man, even Tom Brady needs somebody to run the ball. It has always been true. It will continue to be true. And if our team does not, the coaching staff, don't go and really truly say we need something that we could put on the field that is a running attack, so Josh and the whole defense ain't worn out. I mean, they played a battle. That was a battle yesterday.
It didn't have to be a battle. It was a battle that they put themselves in. I mean, I don't want to give it that credit because it shouldn't even been a battle. That's all I'm saying. This game shouldn't have been a battle.
I'll say this. I'll say this real quick. When I was at the game, right? And I left after the first drive in the fourth quarter, right after Josh threw the interception in the end zone, right? We're up 14 points at that, or 10 points, I believe we were up. Because we were preparing to go at the start of the fourth quarter. So, we were up 17-0, and I was thinking in my mind, okay, we won, but I'm dissatisfied. I am not happy with the way we played today, right? So, I'm on my way home, and all of a sudden now it's a close game and all this other stuff happens. And I hear people asking, whose fault was it? Was it the coaching? Was it the players? Was it the offense? Was it the defense? I feel like it was a perfect storm of all three, right? If you're up 17 points on any team and if you're up 17 points and you have been the better team, bar none in that game, you need to win that game. There's no excuse for that, right? If the team that is down 17 points doesn't see the need to stop running the football, why aren't you running the football, right? You're up. You should be running the football. So there's that. I feel like it's on the coaches. I feel like it's on the players. And I feel like it's also a little bit that the team was just good enough. They had a wide receiver that was just good enough to make some magic happen. And it was a perfect storm of things that needed to happen for the Bills to lose that game yesterday.
Yeah. You can say that. That's still an excuse in my book. This game shouldn't have been close. They should have just ran the damn football and got up out of there. That was a bad game plan. If I ever saw one, it was just a bad game plan. I mean, you look at Minnesota. James Cook had more rushing yards than his brother until he popped that 81-yard touchdown. And they stayed with their run. They believed in the run. They were saying in the locker room after the game that we just want to get the ball up to the second level. We want to get the ball over, into their secondary and test their experience and stuff out like that. And that's what they did, and that's just what they did. And, you lost Tremaine Edmonds out there, and that played a factor. It's only so much Von Miller can do. He's out there going up against double teams and still getting sacks. So if you're going to play that damn honest, you're going to be in dogfights because you're in your own way because you believe in your scheme. And guess what? You're going to be stubborn in that scheme. You're going to lose when you're up big in games because you refuse to counter adjust against teams after they adjusted to what you're doing, what you do best. They know how to hinder that some way. They know how to manipulate that now, and they have not found the answer since Green Bay. They have not found the answer, and I'm telling you now, Cleveland come in here and control the game with their run, and play tough defense because they have a hell of a secondary too. And they're not going to sit up there and let Josh Allen just throw the damn ball. And it's going to be nice and cold on Sunday again.
And Miles
so
Garrett.
is this going to be deja vu? If they lose to the Cleveland Browns, then what we going to be sitting up here talking about? Without Deshaun Watson, with Jacoby Brissett out there, we're just gonna. All right, let's go wait.
You know what?
I'm
glad you guys disagree here because I feel like it'll make the fourth quarter topic a little more interesting, right? We talked about buy or sell. I asked, is the Bills coaching staff bad in big moments? Well, you both are buying that. That means that maybe things that we assumed would happen preseason, maybe people don't assume that anymore. So that brings me to the question, what are the new expectations for the now 6-3 Buffalo Bills, previously 6-1? Coach, I'm gonna start with you. What are your new expectations for them coming off of everything you just said? Previously, it was Super Bowl win or bust. Or no, you said Super Bowl or bust because you did say that, Super Bowl or bust. Get making to the Super Bowl.
It's Super Bowl or bust, but the Super Bowl teams ran the ball, and these guys are refusing to do that. Now, okay, I get it. The Rams, they got it by defense and some sort of balance, but you have to run the ball in order to get there. And right now, the way that the Bills are running things from an offensive standpoint and doing things in certain situations from a defensive standpoint, it's going to be bust. It's not going to be Super Bowl. It's going to be bust. If they don't fix these things, and these are self-infliction things, so these are things that's within them, something that they can control. And if they don't want to control that, and if they don't meet those expectations, I don't know who's going to be. Somebody's on a hot seat. Is it a coordinator, a head coach? Somebody's going to be on a hot seat because this is unacceptable. To have this type of team and all these high expectations for you not to get there, for you to bottom out, who's going to be the scapegoat if this happens? And right now, it's happening because in everybody's eyes, they are the team to beat. They still the better team, but only thing that's doing is fueling the underdog to go out there to prove that, hey, what do we got to lose? We playing the Bills this week. The Jets did it. Maybe we can. Vikings was down by 17. Who's to say that we can't do it? We got one of the best running backs in the league. They can't stop the run. Let's just see what everybody else did and see if the Bills can stop it. And if they don't, oh shit, if they don't, boy, oh boy, man. Okay, they cool today, but let them lose another one at home to the Cleveland Browns with Jacoby Brissett, Amari Cooper, and Kareem Hunt and them boys. And okay, we're gonna keep saying they've been there before, and I'm making bad. It's cool to be accountable, but if you keep doing them, when some changes is going to be made, when are we going to set a precedent that no matter what it is it from the first man on the roster to the 53rd man on the roster, this type of play is unacceptable. You know what I mean? So right now, Coach McDermott, you better get a hold of your team. You better enforce some discipline because right now you have a very undisciplined team, and it's costing you ball games right now. So the expectation is for these guys just to get a glimpse, just get back to basic reality and do what the cards say. If you're up 17, damn it, run the ball. Clock is on your side. Protect your quarterback. Protect your quarterback from himself by calling the right plays in the right situations that he can make the right damn decision. Instead of saying that, he wants to have it back. How many times we gonna keep saying that every week? Get some plays that he wants to have back. And what about the coaches? Stop calling those plays that they want to have it back. You know what I mean? Like help them out. You know what I mean? Like bad losses. I'd rather take 3 bad losses. The Bills should not have 3 bad losses. They should have 3 ugly ass wins.
Fair.
And I'm gonna say that they should have 3 ugly ass wins, and they should be talked about in the likes of the Vikings, in the likes of the Eagles. The Bills, they win them, they undefeated, but they know how to win them on top. They know how to win them when the game is on the line. We can't say that about them right now, because they can't win it when the damn game's on the line. So how are you a Super Bowl team? How are you a Super Bowl contender team when you can't win it when it's on the line? Have a problem with that.
All right, so real quick before I get to Ruben, this core has changed the culture of this franchise, with the exception of Brian Daboll, obviously. Now, so if the Bills don't win a Super Bowl, you think that they are going to have to move on from someone?
I think the next couple of years with with having Josh stay healthy, they had the luxury to move a lot of people. They can move a lot of people to get what they want in order to win as many Super Bowls as they can, or win a Super Bowl if they can. So, I mean, the biggest piece to the puzzle is there, and done right, he's going to be there for how many years? How many years is Josh signed for? 8 years?
Yeah,
6 years?
He's in his fifth year now.
All right, and he got an extension, so he got 6 years left, and they'll probably figure out a way to negotiate within that 6 years. So in the time that Josh here, that's what we got to win multiple championships or a championship. And we know, just look around the league. All right, let's use Tom Brady, for example. Not all the same running backs, not all the same receivers, not all the same O-linemen. The only thing that stayed was him, Gronk, and the coach. So, and the GM. So they got the pieces. It's just a matter of getting it together now. So, and that would go into the part where, like, what's the expectations now, today? What is today's
What are the
expectations?
Bills' new expectations in your opinion?
I think it's to get on a winning streak. Start with a winning streak. Obviously, everyone was talking, all right, we got to get the playoff game in Buffalo, this, that, and other. No, now it's, all right, let's ensure that we're in the playoffs. We got a playoff team. We get on a winning streak, and whether it's a home game or road game, don't matter. We're going to get on a winning streak, and we're just going to go and win at all costs, anywhere, whoever, and that's that. And everything take care of itself from that. So new expectations would be get a winning streak. I mean, a serious one. I mean, a streak like the teams that are considered really good got going now. All right. The Eagles got the longest streak. Who got the second longest streak?
Vikings.
Get on a streak
Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings got the second longest streak. All right, get on a 7-8 game winning streak. 7-8 is what we got. Oh, we don't even have that many games.
You got 7 games.
If you get on a 7-8 game winning streak, you better be on a 10 game winning streak.
Yeah. Yeah, you rap. You got it. So I think that's where they start, and I think that would be a healthy expectation for them, and not put too much pressure on them. Just get on a winning streak, win games in a couple games in a row, and go from there.
Yeah, fair enough. This is a very, very, very interesting episode. I never thought that the Bills would put us in this situation. It is what it is, though.
Honestly, Muki, Justus, we all alluded to this early in the season. We were all excited about it, but I don't think, if you remember back when we did our first little show get together, we were talking about some of the turnovers a lot in the game. Remember? And they won the game, right?
Yep.
And we was like, oh yeah, they won, but this, that, and that. We saw a fumble. We saw an interception. Oh, well, we kind of went around it. And then it came back again. And, we kind of went around again. And now it's week 9 in the league. And we're like, wait a minute. These reoccurrences aren't reoccurrences. They're like tendencies and habits.
He's throwing 2 a game. It ain't 1.
Yeah,
He's throwing 2 a game.
The league leading the league at doing shit like this. So now it's a different, I think our view is a little bit clearer now. These losses, like, okay, all right, guys, we got a good team here. Now let's clean up this mess and get going and go where we're supposed to go.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the kneel down portion of our show. First up, we have a moment with Coach Muki Hawkins. What's on your mind today, Mook?
Can we just run the ball for 4 quarters? Can we have some balance? I mean, can Devin Singletary get over 20 attempts in a game? I mean, can we just say we're going to it's going to be heavy run. It's going to be 60-40 run today. Can we just focus on the run game and variations? Just one game, just 1 week. Can we give Devin Singletary that before we lose him? Can we do that? Like, can we just focus on the run? Your quarterback has an injury, and we're still throwing the ball all over the yard like he's not hurt. I don't have no understanding to what are we doing. And, I mean, what are we doing? So I just Coach McDermott has lost more close games than any coach in Bills history. Right, and I don't want to start getting into negative things because if this is his makeup, then, man, has he reached his ceiling with this? And if this is it, then this is it. It's not going to get better. He's not going to adjust, and this is just it. This is how you beat the Bills. And then in certain situations, they don't know how to adjust. So they need to figure this out because, I mean, they're overthinking things, man, and it's leading to bad decisions being made. Just run the ball, all right? That's the only same thing. That would fix everything. If you could just find some success and believe in your run game and stick with it, even if it's not working, even if he fake fumbles, which I didn't think that was a fumble. I didn't think that Devin Singletary fumbled that ball right then and there. But, they might look at him and been mad as hell that he fumbled the ball then. Okay, and don't run the ball no more. Well, guess what? If the same rules should apply to Josh Allen, then if he's making mistake after mistake after mistake, the same damn rules should apply to him when he turns the ball over. You should be focusing more on running the damn ball if he's turning the damn ball over in situations that he shouldn't be turning the ball over in. The same damn rules should apply. And I don't see that's the case right there because Devin Singletary deserved more opportunity to shoulder the load and take the pressure off Josh Allen. That's not happening. So please, run the football.
He's like Ruben today.
He's rubbing out.
What you doing? What are you doing?
Ruben would have been punched a hole in the wall in the locker room. I tell you that. You talking about me, a hole. If Ruben was out there and we was up 17 and Minnesota came back, Ruben, he laughing now. Boy, you would hear Ruben right now in the tunnel going off in the locker room, cussing everybody out. And it definitely would have been a hole in that wall somewhere because ain't no way in hell they up 17 and we got Thurman Thomas and we talking about we going to throw the ball up 17. We got Kenny Davis and Thurman Thomas and Derek Holmes. We up 17 and we going to do what? Yeah, right. It was certain games where Kenny Davis and Thurman Thomas had 100 yards apiece because of that reason alone. It was certain games where Derek Thomas and Thurman Thomas and Derek Holmes had 100 yards apiece because of that fact alone.
Yeah, the ball.
Not the case here in Buffalo. I mean, the K gun was good too, but you had a 1,000-yard rusher in Thurman. So that's what this whole dynamic was. You keep teams off balance with balance. We don't have balance. We're dimensional by default because that's all we do. All right, we don't have no balance, so you can't keep teams off balance with balance because there is no balance, and we're one-dimensional. Just please run the ball. It's getting cold outside. Run the ball, please.
All right, that's Mookie's message for the Buffalo Bills. Run the football. All right, next up we got Ruben's rundown. Of course, with the Hall of Fame legendary Ruben Brown. What's on your mind tonight, Ruben?
Well, oddly enough, I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills, and Muki still stole my thunder. Usually, I'm always talking about run game. Everybody knows me as the run guy. But you got to know what you've built and what you've kind of created. What is tough for the Bills right now is to find a running game. And can you find that in the next couple of weeks? They're going to have to really work hard to find a way to implement some running. But I think probably the biggest problem for the Buffalo Bills, and what I wanted to kind of say in the run game, in the rundown, is I've been asking them to create a run game and to get into the run game. That's just not them. That's not them. What they are, they deadly with Josh gunning that ball all over the field to a lot of players and hitting them all over the place. So I think after looking at them, in order for them to really get their confidence back after these tough losses and this stuff, is to be able to come out and put their foot on the gas and go like they do in the beginning and early parts of all the games they've done, and don't stop. Don't ever stop. Like every time they get on that field, they should be going big play, big play, big play, big play, nonstop to wear the team out, because they're not they're not running the ball. They're not going to run the ball. Josh is running the ball. Josh is 87 yards rushing the ball. And that's after he decided there's no one to throw to. I'm going to run the ball myself. So let's forget about trying to implement a run game, fool teams, and tell them, hey, guys, get ready for the track meet, because Josh is coming out here and going to throw the hell out of this ball until he can't throw it no more. Now, I'm over-exaggerating because I think that gives us a quick death, and quick death meaning we'll burn our young quarterback out doing that. But as of today, our really strongest suit about the Buffalo Bills is the attacking offense that we have. And as soon as that offense don't come out of the huddle and attacking to get into the end zone from the zero back there to the fit to everything, it falls apart. If they don't come out and gun for the end zone every time, it falls apart. If y'all follow what I'm saying, if you see like their blueprint of them, when they come out and they say we going down this field gunning it and we going in the end zone, they get it. They somehow, and we get confident and we like, oh wow, they could just do it anytime. But no, they can't. If they change their mindset at any moment where, okay, we're up 17 and now we're going to come out here and just go down. No, they got to come out and pretend we got to go gas on, no breaks every minute of the game. And I that is what I came away from this week's game saying about the Bills. I've been begging them for a run, and I saw the run. I'm like, yeah, the run. They said, but then they didn't use it. I said, well, then wait a minute. They're not using it because that ain't them. That ain't these guys. Now, let's circle back to our earlier part of the question. Josh is a franchise quarterback that we got our prayers that he's going to be here for 10 years. All right. So this year's Josh Allen crew, we might have to, Josh has got to gun it.
Who are you and what have you done with Ruben Brown?
Because I'm so mad at him. I'm like, maybe I say something opposite and then I do the opposite thing. So I'm telling them, just go on and just throw it all the time. and just gun it. Just gun. All gas, no break. Because you ain't got no commitment to the run game. And you're going to try to orchestrate it out of the blue right now in the most part time of the season. Man, you good. Josh, take us to the promised land. We get you a running game next year, Josh. Josh get a running game for Christmas.
Mookie, I could feel the fire in your eyes burning to say
See
something.
what I'm saying?
What you got to say about that, Mook?
I mean, it's easier said than done. You think teams ain't letting him do that? They got 7 in coverage. So okay,
but look,
force it again and keep throwing interceptions.
He's still eating them up now. He overstepped his bounds this week doing too much, man. But he eating guys up. He can eat you up out there, and you know.
What happened last week against the Jets? Did he eat up the Jets?
No, he came out something went right from the get-go.
Right. We didn't throw the ball in. We didn't run the ball in.
This is the thing. You always gotta put these in. It's great as all players are. They have that game that ain't that great. You know what I mean? MJ scored 25 instead of 30, right? You know what I mean? Durant scored 29 instead of 40. All right. It happens. That I see that type of game what happened to Josh in the Jets. And after losing it, coming into this game is an extension of last week. He still was pressing more and more this week. Last week it came out wrong. It just was, I don't think he was just the thing that it won't there. It's like a pitcher. Like my fastball ain't working that great today, coach. All right, let's rely on your curveball. And that didn't happen. Now this week was just all stress. This week was really stress. When they got down to it, it turned into stress. Instead of coming out like they opened the season, man. Come out of that. What was the game that we just played and they were on the damn one and gunned it down to the other end like it won't no problem? Where's that team?
The Steelers?
They ain't no joke. Steelers ain't no chump. They got Troy Polamalu's protege over there lurking, balling. I mean, Steelers ain't no chump. Ain't no team in the NFL chumps. I'm telling you. Until you go from one end of the field to the next on them like that, do that against Detroit. Detroit's going to give you trouble. You know, it don't
right.
Just,
so why when 40 seconds to go in the game, you know, right? Just stay in the spread then. Like, just stay in the spread. Don't get under center. Don't get under center. You're not used to being under center. You fumbling the ball. Just spread them out and go short for 5 yards to get out the end zone. And then you can nail it down and do all that other stuff then. You know, that's coaching though. That's coaching at the end of the day. I'm not going to put myself in that situation if we ain't repped it out, because guess what? My quarterback ain't practiced all damn week. You know what I mean?
We got great players. Our players are ready to ball. And I can go into depth a little bit more about the offensive linemen out there that are balling their arse out. I'm a huge fan of the backup right tackle, Quisenberry. I'm a huge fan of him. I love the tenacity of Brown, but I could tell you where each one of them could use some help and where they give you a lot of added to it. But
how about we go over in-depth offensive line breakdown on ISO block?
ISO block, I'll bring that up.
Yeah, bring that out on ISO block, because guess what? The Bills have two Pro Bowl, a Pro Bowl left side, and we can't get a goddamn yard. We can't get a yard. We can't get a yard, dude.
No love for him, though.
Can't get a yard. Like, what's our bread and butter? Like, we don't have a play where we can get a yard. Every offense has a play designed to where they can get a damn yard. Except,
you get me depressed. Y'all get me off the show now. I'm all depressed.
I'm just keeping it real today, because we ain't gonna keep pacifying this. You know what I mean? Ain't no panic in it, but it is what it is. We gotta call it out like we see it.
Look,
You know what I mean? That's how it is. You know what I'm saying?
I tell everybody, I said, yo, being a Buffalo Bills fan is like following stocks, man, up and down,
up and down. Up and down. Hey, we gonna praise you when you're doing good, but we gonna
yeah,
give you when you
waiting for the praise.
Yeah.
We gonna praise
ain't no
you,
yes men over here. You know what I mean?
No, ain't no yes man.
Ain't no yes men over here. We call it how we see it, man. You know, and that was bad. 2 weeks in a row, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's just bad.
All right. Last but not least, we got a general rule with yours truly, just General Bradford. Not necessarily being a yes man, but I'm going to swing it a little positive. Okay.
All right.
You look at it with 10 games in, 3 losses, the worst place in the world to be. You know, we have all sat here and admitted that the Buffalo Bills have been the better football team on each field they've played in. You know, we've all admitted that they've yet to put a complete game on paper, right? You know, we've seen what this team can do in the playoffs, and you know, it's just I would say maybe my panic meter isn't as high as everyone else's. I would say maybe we should kind of, as a fan base, like, right, what you guys said has been valid, but as a fan base, I feel like people are freaking out, right? Oh, we're not going to make the playoffs. Oh, McDermott needs to go. Things like, it's like, relax, guys. Okay, chill out. Okay, we're 6-3, and let's say, like, we've shown the propensity to be a great team. You know, you look at the first couple of weeks blowing everybody out. I say, whether you think they should run the ball more, pass the ball more, do this, do that, big plays, whatever, I feel like it should just be about efficiency. We talk about how they're the best team on the field every time they play. If you just be careful with the football, if you play efficiently, if you run the ball and get positive yardage, if you throw the ball and get positive yardage, where Josh Allen was playing surgical at the beginning of the year, where he was completing his first 19 passes, play efficiently. And I feel like no matter what the game plan is, if the Buffalo Bills play efficiently, chances are they're going to win that game. So I think that looking forward to the rest of the season, in January, nobody's going to remember the 2-game losing streak. In February, if we lift up the Lombardi, nobody even thinks about this Vikings win, except for maybe that catch, right? So I say, as a fan base, guys, don't jump out the window yet, okay? Let's continue to, you know, support the guys and be positive. And, you know, of course, it's fair to criticize them, especially, you know, with things they put on paper, but let's not jump out the window yet. But that is my take for what I have to say. Did either of you guys have anything else you wanted to talk about before we get up out of here?
I agree with you, Justus. Well said, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
No panic. No panic. Just pissed off. Just pissed off. My pissed off.
Yeah, just pissed off for sure.
My pissed off meter is at a 10. My panic meter is, I'm good. But my pissed off meter is
pissed off. You ain't panicking.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely wish you had pissed off meters.
I love.
All right,
man.
All right, Coach, go ahead, send us out.
Hey, man, the Bills are 6-1. Do you believe? 6-3.
Bet online is the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports contests and events with first-to-market odds and lines. Now, find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. Bet Online continues to be the top online resource for all sports information, from live in-game betting props and futures. Head to Bet Online today or use your mobile device to join today and make your first sports bet. Now, use our promo code BLEAV50 to receive your 50%. Welcome your bonus on your first deposit. Now, Bet Online